Howdy folks, welcome back to the Shipyard. Today we're taking a look at the IRW Valdore from Star Trek Nemesis. With base stats of 4 attack, 2 agility, 6 hull, and 3 shields, comes in at 30 points, and it's actually a pretty good ship. You get 2 crew slots and 2 weapons, which isn't bad, but missing a tech slot is a pretty big disadvantage. I'll get into that more. But first, let's take a look at the named ability. If you perform a green maneuver, add +1 attack die for the remainder of this round. Well, that's pretty cool. That means if you do multiple attacks, you get an extra attack on all of them. If you counterattack, you get an extra attack as well. Not bad. The Valdore has 6 green maneuvers. All the ones and the 2 straight and banks. So you've got pretty good options here. Yeah, only a 90 forward firing arc. But with 6 options, you've got enough greens that essentially this is a 5 attack ship. So if you can find some ways to get tech slots on this ship so that you can have things like interface generator or, advanced cloaking, which makes it so you stay cloaked, but take an auxiliary power to stay cloaked, and then you just do a green maneuver so you clear the auxiliary power, I think you're good. The generic, of course, loses a shield, no big deal for a cloaking ship, and you also lose a weapon, better than losing a crew, but really the big loss here is losing that named ability. I don't think it's the worst thing to lose, but with the upcoming Vrax expansion, I think I'd rather buy the 2 separate named Valdore class ships rather than buy 2 Valdores. But if you want to run the generic, certainly a possibility, just gives you another option there. For captains, we get Tomahawk. He's skill 3, costs 2 points. When firing at range 3, the defending ship does not roll an extra defense die. Tomahawk is very situational. It's rare that you're ensuring range 3. I suppose if you can make judicious use of sensor echo, then Tomahawk is actually a viable captain. But it is very hard to make sure that you stay at range 3. Tomahawk would work nicely against fighters, against Borg ships, because they're things that you already want be at range 3 of. But overall, I find that giving them the extra defense die at range 3 is not that big of a deal. So for my money, I'm ignoring Tomahawk. Our other captain is Dinatra, skill 6, with a talent, 4 points. All other friendly ships within range 1 of your ship gain +1 attack die. She's not as good as she used to be, just because we see other things with better quality and such. But giving out a boost to friendly ships is always a nice thing. So Dinatra, myriad of uses, bump up your swarm fleets, bring up your 2 and 3 attack die ships to 3 and 4, helps with your big hitter ships anyways. Nice that it's not faction limited, and Dinatra is a brilliant captain to have. Moving on to upgrades, we get our elite talent, which is all forward disruptor banks. It's 4 points and says action, disable this card to add +1 attack die to an attack in your forward arc this round. Honestly, not a great card. An action just to get an extra attack die, and then you have to spend an action to re-enable, and then another action to be able to do it again. Really not worth it. But there are times where you have no better action to do. You're cloaked, you don't want to sensor echo, you already have a target lock, and no one can shoot at you, so you don't want to evade. And you're on a Romulan ship. So this is the best you can do. If that's the case, then here you go. Is that worth a 4-point elite talent? I don't think so, but that's the place to take it. Maybe in combination with Tomahawk, if you can figure out how to get that elite talent slot, there's a use, but realistically, I'm not seeing it. The crew in this pack is Tactical Officer. When removing your target lock from an opposing ship in order to re-roll your attack dice, you can re-roll each an additional time. Well, that's pretty good. Now you take your odds of hitting on any given die up significantly. And I love those odds. If you can somehow combine this with battle stations, now your odds are amazing to ensure every die hitting. I think you're close to 95%. Tactical Officer for only 3 points is a card that you want on every big Romulan ship. I'm talking about Scimitar, Avatar of Tomed, the Valdore. Do you need it on every single one? No. I don't think you have to go out and buy 2, 3, 4 Valdore packs. But if you have multiple tactical officers and you can figure out the points to make them work, then go for it. And lastly, we have our weapons, photon torpedoes and plasma torpedoes. They do what they do. At least the plasma torpedoes here are the good version, 5 attack dice, range 1 to 2. They do work in synergy with the Valdore. You get an extra attack die if you do a green maneuver, so you can get 6 attack dice. But realistically, these are not the secondary weapons you want. The secondary weapon that you want for the Valdore is the one that came on the Hakona, and that is the Disruptor Pulse, which is only 3 attack dice, but lets you attack every ship in your forward firing arc. And with the Valdore's ability, you get 4 attack dice with every ship. So think about that. Still, overall, the Valdore, I think it's a worthwhile ship. The named ship ability is a winner. Not so much in unlimited play, but in Ship Pure and definitely in Fleet Pure, you want one of them. Denatra is a great captain to have, and Tactical Officer is a brilliant crew that you can make use of in any number of fleets. And because of that, it's a pack to own. The plasma torpedoes you get here have a place on the Galgathon, the Vordavor, all your small Romulan ships that can take a weapon upgrade. So all those 2 attack dice ships, like the Praetus, have an extra use. Photon torpedoes are what they are, but having the weapons just work. The Romulan faction is one that's getting better. They're getting fighters soon enough before the year's over, and that's going to make them better. And because of that, I think that the Valdore is a solid ship to pick up. Should it be one of the first that you get when you're first buying into this game? I don't think it's an absolute must-have. But I think it's in that second or third tier of ships that you want to have because it's cool to have and because it has some neat abilities. So until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. And we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care.